Welcome back. My friends, a local veteran battling ALS is on a mission to fight for the lives of others. It's my pleasure to have Nicholas joining me. Thank you for calling in today. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for asking.
Of course, of course. You know, first I have to say thank you for your service. You are an officer in the U.S. Navy and a Navy pilot, so we do appreciate you and thank you so much for your service.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Now, Nicholas, you're on another mission right now, saving lives right here at home. Tell us about the citizen support petition that you're trying to get the word out about.
Yeah, thank you so much. So in September of 2023, the FDA held an advisory committee meeting to decide the fate of a drug called Neurone. Neurone is a stem cell therapy that relies on mesenchymal cells. Those are cells derived from the patient's own bone marrow to help treat ALS. In 2023, the FDA advisory committee voted against advancing Neurone, and shortly thereafter, my wife reached out to an advocate in the community. We began assembling data and the legal arguments that would anchor our citizens' petition. And then once the data was unblinded from what's called an expanded access program, it became very clear that at least some people, ALS is a very heterogeneous disease, benefited greatly from this treatment. But what we found is you don't even need to be a statistician to understand that. For example, at least one participant, Matt Bellina, who's also a Navy veteran, actually stood up out of his wheelchair for the first time in a number of years. Wow. And no longer required breathing assistance. Yeah.
Now, there's also, you have a legal petition that you filed with the FDA.
That's right.
Well. Okay.
So following the advisory committee, we began assembling the legal petition. Okay. And the goal of that is to highlight the facts that we found, that Neurone slowed or halted lethal progression, restored lost function in some, it caused long periods of progression-free survival, and it caused an increase in trach-free survival. It caused an increase in slowing the ALS decline. And our goal with that petition is for the FDA to invite the drug sponsor to refile for its BLA, which is a biologics license application, to approve it with a phase 4 study and to expedite the review.
How can we help in this process?
Yeah, so I think the first thing for the average Michigander is to just understand the disease. For whatever reason, the state of Michigan sees a higher occurrence of ALS than almost any other state. There's leading researchers like Dr. Feldman down at the University of Michigan that's working hard to understand the environmental, the exposome possibilities for ALS. So I think step one would just be to familiarize yourself with the disease. I think a lot of people think that ALS is grandpa or grandma's disease. But what we're seeing is that it's affecting children. It's affecting young people at a rate that the ALS Association believes within 10 years is going to increase about 10%. So I think step one is to understand the disease. And I think after that, if people are inclined to support, to go to Neurone, N-U-R-O-W-N, neuroneworks.com, read our petition, and then sign our change.org petition to bring about the change that we're looking for access to meaningful treatments for people with ALS.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you for that last bit of information. We'll have all this information, my friends, on our website and how you can get involved with it, change.org at WNEM.com. If you have any ideas on what you would like to see on our show, you can send them to us at WNEM-4PM News at WNEM.com. Just use the subject 4 p.m. News Spotlight.